Hello and welcome back. This is part 3 of my Incan Empire Let's Play. Let's continue. So as you can see here, we are on our way to building our hanging gardens, and we have a pantheon set up. But we haven't yet built our second city. I can see that the Japanese already have 3 cities. I think the Brazilians, no, this is not Brazilians, this is the Celts, they're still on their first city. And we're trying to see if we can find another city-state up here. But we seem to have some room to expand here, although to be fair, a lot of this is desert, so it's not very palatable for settlement, but we can settle by the rivers for sure. And we have this spot here, which looks like we can settle, and down here. The mountain range is kind of protecting us from the Japanese, but we'll see what happens up here too. Fortify him. Next turn. Our borders expanded and we grabbed this source of incense here, which is nice. Policy upgrades. So there's 2 thought here. We can go here or here. I think we're fine on food at the moment and we're hurting a bit on gold, so I want to just go here. I think we'll break even or go from -2 to +1. Yeah, +1, okay. So we see here that the AI has built a terracotta army. The terracotta army is well liked by the AI because it doubles their number of units, which is not a huge issue for them. They don't get the same kind of penalties for having a lot of units that human players do. So you'll see them build this a lot. Let's see here, help. Wonders. So it gives them 1 culture and creates a copy of each type of military land unit you control and places the unit near the city where the terracotta army is constructed. So it basically doubles your army. So we know that Chinese are probably going for an aggressive expansion strategy, or at least you want to have a large standing army. There's quite a bit of distance separating with our 2 civilizations, so I'm not too worried about an attack, but that's always a possibility. I am friends with the Americans, so again, early diplomacy. We were talking about this last episode or 2 episodes ago about friends. So this kind of organic development can happen. So I'm allied with the Americans, so if the Chinese become aggressive, then that sets the tone for the rest of the game. So I'll be friends with Americans against the Chinese, at least for the next 50 turns. Again, because friendships in this game last only 50 turns, although renewable, they can be renewed if things stay good. you know, things can change, and there are things that comes later that we'll talk about that will change the nature of alliances too. But that's kind of down the road, so we'll leave that for now. So we know Vancouver has cocoa, and we know that some of our city-states ask for cocoa. So if we befriend these guys, we will actually complete some of our quests. So I think who wants cocoa? Not them. It might be Yes, yeah. So right, there you go. The quest system for the city-states are quite nice. They make sense most of the time, but sometimes they give you quests that are a little bit hard to fulfill. Maybe you might be landlocked and they want you to get a pearl resource or something like that, so it's a challenge. It can be a challenge. So I'm just going to move this guy here. No, I'm going to park him on the hill just to patrol. So I'm about to lose my friendship with here. It's just deteriorating. Once you become friends, the relationship deteriorates over time at a set interval. So you got to keep it up, basically. And right now I don't have the money to spend, and I can't really fulfill their other quests at the moment. So I'm going to let that deteriorate. I'll come back later. But what I do want to do, just to establish kind of my sphere of influence, is these two. I want to pledge to protect. So what does that mean? It just means I'm kind of announcing to the world that I'm protecting these two city-states. So if Japan wants to attack them, they will have to do a check. Okay, it's being protected by the Incas. Do I like the Incas enough not to attack? And it will make an impact. Some civs won't care, like if you're aggressive enough, they'll just go ahead and attack anyways, and that creates obviously diplomatic tensions. If you have a civ that's attacking your allies, it's not good. Okay, so we got beaten to the Hanging Gardens, but that means we get a bunch of gold back into our Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to buy a settler. Oh, that's not it. Purchase. There we go. Pack. Can I buy that gold? Purchase. Okay, let me change my production to something else, and then I'm going to purchase. Oh, I can't buy it. It's too expensive. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to buy a caravan. Purchase. Oh, I don't have enough money either. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to just build a settler. Okay. And we lost our friendship with so we're not getting their food anymore. And I'm trying to move this worker here. I'm going to try to take out this camp just to build that relationship with the Congo. So as you can see, our Hanging Gardens gambit did not work. We got beaten to it, and I did not expect it to work, actually. Most of the time, that's one of the wonders the AI... Oh, did someone kill the camp? Yeah. Okay. Probably Japanese, so there you go. Most of the time the AI will beeline for that too, because it is a nice wonder. But you know, you don't call it gambit for nothing. So I can see the borders here of another city-state. Okay, so we have barbarians here. So I want to protect my lands. Okay, so there. I'm going to move this guy out here. Sidon. They also have cocoa as a resource, and we only get 15 gold because someone else has already met them. Colossus and the Parthenon has been built. So this is going to get pillage for sure, that farm tile over there. So my settler is almost finished, and I'm going to be building my second city down here. Again, it's in the middle of a river delta, and you can see here there are hills, so I can build a lot of terrace farms here. This one will get a lot of bonuses because it's bounded by 1, 2, 3 mountains. So that's being farmed, so I'm going to let them finish that farm. And I'm 1 turn away from building a settler. Wow, look at this. The AI usually has a large army to start early on in the game. So as you can see here, we're actually at the bottom of the power rankings. But it's a fairly tight pack. The top ranked player is about double my score. And I'm going to bump up here a bit as soon as I build my second city, because that counts as a as power, because you have more land, you have more people, you have more cities. So we're actually going to try for another wonder. This one isn't as well liked by the AI because it's start dependent. You need to have a stone, and this is just a throwaway score padding thing, but it's nice. It gives you some extra production, I think. No, extra gold from the marble. Okay. Now we're losing money again because we have more units. That will go away as soon as I settle the settler, and my second city will also be producing some gold, so I'm hoping to move back into the positive. And I've just finished my markets research and my Petra research also. So I can build the Petra now, but it'll be for a city up here, and that city won't have a lot of production, and it's something that I would do only if I have a great engineer to rush it. So, you know, I'm just gonna hope that the AI doesn't go for it early and see if I can get it at a later time. And we're gonna start cranking out our okay, I'm gonna go back to grab some of these other ones. So I'm gonna go for bronze working to see if I can find some iron around the map. In older Civ games, iron is a huge resource. If you don't have it, it pretty much makes your early game impossible because you can't build swords. They've kind of balanced that out here a bit because iron is still important. It's still required to build the swordsman, but you have a lot more alternatives. There are some non-resource required units that can kind of fill in the spot for your lack of swordsman if you don't have it. Again, you see here I'm escorting this settler here. Sometimes I'll send my settlers unescorted, but it's always a risk, and I've already made a lot of mistakes here in the early game, and I don't want to lose that settler again. Okay.
Ne chief Pocatello, inaen hanibidena, ne wasogo bahandi.
Okay, so let's just accept embassies. So this is an even trade, and we'll see where the capital is, and we'll see where our capital is. So it's a good trade.
Suniantoi.
The Shoshone, they're an expansion civ. They are actually quite a threat. They build well, they expand well, and they can be a major threat. And I'm assuming they're at the top of the power list, if we go back here. Or okay, they're third, so they're near the top there. Okay, I lost my friendship with Vancouver. So I'm gonna build here. It's a good spot. I get access to truffles, some horses, and a lot of hills around. Okay. Okay, I'm back in the positive on the Gulf front. Here. Start mining that. And let's go for a shrine. The Wuzetian has entered the medieval era, so they're quite a bit ahead of us technologically, and that's expected from a difficulty perspective. Emperor, again, is not the highest difficulty, but it's above average, so it's the AI does get certain advantages. You can see here also I got a message that America is now allied with Sidon up here, and they probably completed a quest for them, which is this, killing the barbarian camps. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna keep exploring. So this is almost fully explored. I'm gonna go down here later.
Is the following trade of interest to you?
Yes. So they're renewing our friendship. So this is not the full 50 turns. They can renew early. I think at 30 turns you can choose to renew. So there's a 20 turn leeway. And they've liked us enough because there's really not much has gone on since we became friends that they want to renew it. So we want to do that. Let's do that. And there's also a bit of nuance. Sometimes the AI will not renew their friendship, but they will accept it if you go to them to renew it. So it grants a gambit of being eager to renew, or up to you to go to renew. So there's a bit of nuance in the relationship. That's very interesting. Okay, we can see here now the Chinese have their composite bowmen and their catapults. They're definitely geared for war. Who they're going to attack, we don't know yet. But it is a bit of a danger, we can see here. So now we're just kind of going back to fill in our some of the early text. I kind of skipped the sailing because we're not really near a coast at the moment. So and we can't really build that many caravans. We're building other things, so we kind of left that out. Do we want construction, lumber mill? There's not a lot of forests at the moment, but let's just build the terraces. So let's go for that. Oh, we got beaten again to the mausoleum. I'm beginning to think that maybe I should not be trying to wonder hog here. Oh, we got a quest from Vancouver to seek Brazil. So this is an easy quest because all I need to do is establish an embassy. Then I'll see a bit of Brazil and that will count as finding them. So I can do that. I'm going to go back and build another settler here. So we want to kind of start pumping out our cities because I think our early gambits have quite paid off that we expected. Again, this isn't an easy difficulty, so setbacks like this happen. And at one time, a long time ago, I would often reload my saves or restart my game, and I found that it's really, you just end up in a cycle where you have a good start, something goes wrong, and you reset, or you quit, and you become a better player by powering through difficult starts or setbacks. Not difficult necessarily, but setbacks to your game. Oh, there's an encampment here, so I want to clear that out as I'm gonna exploring here. The Brazilians actually have been doing us a huge favor by camping their archer here, because it's probably absorbed a lot of the pops from this camp that would otherwise have attacked our capital city here. So let's see here. I'm gonna go talk to the Brazilians, and I'm gonna offer them embassies for horses.
Continue.
And 1 gold per turn. There. So we got some gold, we got a free embassy, and our quest is now fulfilled. So here are the Brazilians up here. So next turn we'll finish our quest with Vancouver, and we'll become friends with them again for finding Brazil. Someone's already found a religion. I would think it would be the Celts. No, the Shoshone are now Protestants. So they've powered ahead. Brazil has been discovered for Vancouver. So now I have some money because I failed another wonder, and I'm going to put that money to use. And build my caravan, and this is going to the that's going to build their relationship back up again, but probably not to allies, and we'll talk about that when I get my first allies set up. But this should help me get some gold income coming in, because I am kind of in a tough position money-wise. And that's in part because I've been kind of trying to hit on wonders that I keep losing, and I probably should have expanded a little bit earlier and had my markets up a bit earlier. And I'm usually a bit rusty like this when I come back to this game after a few months playing other games. It's not unexpected, but I have another piece of floodplain for me to develop here. So now I have my first trade route. The trade routes in this game is quite nice. You just kind of pick a point and your thing will go, but it'll tell you what cities you can go to. So let's go to Ur for now. We'll get 4 turns back. They'll get 1 turn back, or 1 gold back. And we're gonna kill this guy. Okay, good. Too bad there's no quests though attached to this camp, because that would have been a nice bonus to our reputation. Now my second settler is almost done. I'm trying to decide where I want to move. I think I want to move him. Here is too close for my capital city, because my capital city will grab here. Maybe want to think about Petra, but here there's no hills, and we're kind of, no, we're not too close, but we're kind of close to the Chinese. There's a mountain here, a hill here. If I build my city here, I don't get advantage, a lot of the Petra advantage. I'll get a few desert tiles thrown in here, here. If I build here, up here, I get all this floodplain. I grab this, and this. This is good, but basically none of my bonuses apply, sadly. And this is a religious wonder, so there's quite a few civs that are powering ahead of us now. Trade, yeah, okay, expected. So I just want to rest this guy here, and I want to move this guy down here just to check out this camp that hasn't been resolved. And I'm still trying to decide where to move my next settler. So I mean, I think we've kind of maxed out on all the hilly spots. This isn't a great start for an Inca because we really only have this mountain range here, this bit of mountain here, with a lot of ice. I could settle here, but it's too close to Japan, and I think that's casus belli for them. And I don't want to go that route. There's so much space to expand, so I'm going to try and build my second city here, and see if I can grab Petra as my wonder. How's my great engineer? I'm quite a few turns away from that, so may not get it soon. But we will just power through it. I think the Chinese will go for a Petra because they have desert tiles. Okay, so I'm gonna start moving my warrior here just to kind of scout out the spot, make sure there's no barbarian unit there waiting for my settler. And I'm 2 turns away from finishing. I can start constructing terraces. And do I have any tiles? No, not yet. So I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna make another worker because I'll need, as I build more cities, I need more workers, and that just helps me speed up the economy. And you can see here, when I'm building my settler, my city stops growing. So that's a consideration also. You don't want to keep building settlers all the time because your capital stops growing. And in this case, I'm getting so much food that's actually very nice to have it keep growing because I have enough happiness at the moment, and I'm not too limited in terms of growth potential. So I want to keep it growing. The more growth I have, the more tiles are being worked, and the more gold and research and bonuses I get. Okay, so we're gonna start bombarding this guy here. Clear out this camp. Here, so. Oh, interesting. So the Chinese are also friends with the Americans. They've just come back and said, "Oh, we noticed that you're friends with Americans. We like what you're doing." And this game, the Civ 5 does do that. It gives you a lot of feedback diplomatically, where the push and pull is. So in this case,
Three things are to be looked to in a building.
I'm being pulled towards the
Stand on the
Americans
right
and the
spot.
Chinese.
That it be securely founded, that it be successfully executed.
So I have my research done for that. Where do I go next? So we want to probably go for philosophy. Okay, and my unit is on a hill. I should be able to build a city next turn. Okay?
我的朋友，
Because I'm
你
friends with the
认为这个
Americans,
要
that
求
gives me a
能接
huge
受
bonus
吗？
with them. We have the same declaration of friendship with the same leaders, so they want us to work with us too, so let's do that. There's no hurt in that. It removes one factor of attack from up there at the moment, so that's a bonus. And I've cleared out this camp here, and I can now move in and get the free gold. Okay, perfect. And I'm about to finish that worker there. Same thing, the Americans are saying, great, you're friends with the Chinese, we like them. And you can see here I have a lot of green bonuses, so I'm friends with them, plus I'm friends with one of their friends. Yeah, so we are probably not going to be in a good spot to found a religion here because we lost the Stonehenge early on. But we might be able to get it later, a religion later on for ourselves. Where do I want to send this guy? A worker. Okay, so that's being farmed, that's being worked, that's being worked. So we probably want to send him down here. And we want to build our markets. Kind of been putting that off for a while. So that's done. And I can improve that. I found another natural wonder, which is nice. Lake Victoria, but it's way far away. It's also kind of funny. The city-states sometimes like you to find wonders for them, but they never, or natural wonders for them, but they never ask when you're about to find one. They ask when you've found all the easy ones, and then you gotta send your ship out to find a coral reef or something like that. Or some volcano, Krakatoa, that's out of the way somewhere on the map. And you'll see this a lot. The city-states don't always like each other. It's kind of, if you want to think different countries don't like each other, smaller countries at least. And they'll do this a lot. They want you to bully them, but I usually just ignore it because if I'm playing a peaceful game, I might be friends with both city-states. So why do I want to hurt my reputation to gain for another? So I think that system is a little bit broken. It also seems arbitrary. It's just usually neighboring city-states will like to bully each other or not like each other, but when they're part of a larger whole, like a larger civ that kind of is friends with both of them at the same time, then it doesn't really make a lot of sense to agree to those kind of demands or requests. So it's a missed opportunity for the developers to develop something more more in-depth in terms of city-state diplomacy, but I'm sure that's kind of something that they thought about but maybe couldn't do given the age of the game. And maybe it'll be something that we'll see in the next game, so I'm fine with that for now. Okay, the Oracle has been built. So I think I'm fine at 3 cities for now. I gotta build up my cities because they're really just shells of a city right now except for my capital. I am getting a nice food bonus, so they should grow at a nice pace, but I need, after I finish this market, I think I'm going to build another worker to improve this and start getting them up to shape because it's not a good position for me to be in right now. I'm getting beaten on every wonder, so I know I'm a bit behind on technology and my production probably isn't great. And actually I can probably check here, demographics. Yeah, I'm very near the bottom of literacy here. I'm number 12 Actually, I'm at the bottom. The leader has 16 or 9 more techs than I do, which is not insurmountable. And that's expected again on Emperor. You start out with a huge disadvantage, so you kind of have to claw your way back out. But it's simply not as overwhelming as, say, Deity. So it's a lot more fun because you can kind of catch up quite quickly with some luck and good play, which, you know, I'm not really displaying at this moment, but we'll see. Okay, my markets is almost done, and with that I think I want to end the video here. Oh wait, after this, tribute from, do we want to protect them? Very well. I really have nothing invested in the city-state, so in this case Japan is basically flexing their muscle. They're saying we've paid tribute, we know you've pledged to protect the city-state, what are you going to do about it, huh? Kind of thing. So, well, we're just going to cave in, let them have their tribute, and we're going to lose our influence by 20. That's fine. They're friendly. I don't want to start a war with them at the moment. I'm not really ready. It's just going to slow us down this early, so I'm going to let them have it. But I think I might take a stand against if they try to bully this guy. Right, so I think I'm going to end my video here at this point, and we'll pick up where we left off in the next episode. Thank you for watching.